Okay, what you're looking at is a bat god that emerges from a jade mask found in a Mayan tomb, probably around Palenque or something like that. Not the big Temple of the Sun one. So yeah, someone just suggested that the Mayans were off 13 years on their calendar, and through their points I could totally see, how they correlated events, similar activities on that time frame. They're suggested anyway, but this thing is an example of perfect symmetry. And when it comes to timing and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure they were with what they had, they could predict any event thousands and thousands of years into the future, which is what this mask shows. So yeah, there's events recorded that emerge in the holographic images of the mask when you do different alignments that specifically show you, not even it'll give you a date and the picture of the event, exactly what's happening. So I wanted to talk about the mirror a bit, and maybe some keys to the blueprints of reality, how it's all set up, matrix kind of stuff. First I wanted to cover this. So the bat, I don't know if you can see it very well, maybe you can see its cute little ears there. It's kind of the folds of its wings. There's some other stuff in there, but it's it's basically a bat god, but there's things combined to tell a story, I guess, when you find a starting point, move through it. So yeah, as a tool of divination. Okay, where was I going with this? So bats are being copping a bad rap, and it's even from history, it's in our subconscious, that they're spreaders of virus. Rabies at one point was a major thing. Bats were known to spread that. Goes into vampire mythology. The viral component's a big association with vampiric mythology. The virus, takes control of the person, makes them bite another person, so the virus is spread. That's the virus taking control of the human cerebrum. The werewolf, the same sort of deal. But yeah. So the vampire, through its weaknesses, kind of uses it to its advantage. Turns those weaknesses into its strengths, finds its own natural system, and as long as it stays within it, it's highly successful. And that's like the bat. The bat, not many people know, but the bat's immune system is quite strong. It can repress all sorts of diseases. Can exist with the diseases in them even, but it doesn't affect them. Which is interesting because it hasn't, weakened its genetic line or anything like that. we're full of like these RNA viruses, to start with, and I don't think our immune system's repressing them very well, and I think it's pretty much helped shut down the right brain in human awareness. Caused a split there. In a way, big time. So we see some creatures not change over millions of years. Pretty sure I've done a bit of all this stuff, but I'll recap. There's other important points. So unchanged for millions of years, staying in their natural system and become immortal, which is another vampire thing. But yeah, it's like an inversion, I guess. Eventually it becomes like the viral consciousness becomes like a completely, because it is a replicating thing. Like, to get into the human genome, it has to replicate our own style. So yeah, becomes like basically a clone or a synthetic version. Don't know, whatever. So yeah, like these things, these images emerge, and probably being used even to this day, because it's embedded in our subconscious, which we're separated from. Keep bringing up the bats, keep blaming the bats, so they spread, like a few viruses here and there, like what animals I do. So like rabies and stuff, I don't know if that's, seems like a general virus. Like most of these things have to go through this mega process called zoonosis. I don't know, given a name they think they understand. I don't know if they even understand that process, or if they're, through what they're allowed to say, able to describe properly the mutation or transformation from animal species into human. Because cats got their own AIDS, whatever. So yeah, it's a tool for divination. I just sort of tell you about that. But blueprints, once again, encoded, like natural systems. Like this is we're looking at like the core of our natural system in these stories. How God is dead when we see Osiris. There's a dead God basically in this place. So we see something missing from the human genetic code, or shut down through the divine feminine, when the stories brings the pieces of Osiris. So you got all the information in this reality spread out, and like it seems like our common ancestor, where all our different races seem to be related. Everything that are all our colors of the rainbow and stuff. At one stage. So you got the genetic element, but you also got the reality of separation there, and coming together in a certain aspect, not like, oh, we need to all like live together and stuff now or something. I don't know, like, everyone's got their own style, like no one to shack up with someone for the rest of your life. You want to get married or something. Anyway, so this pair, like, it's the higher feminine consciousness, the shut down part, that brings these parts together. Say even like a higher intelligence in a way. So yeah, and in times of genetic breakdown, like whether it be mutation from cosmic forces at a certain time with the X, or as representing this passage in time where certain civilizations face, we see the end and here and that civilization, and after that was the beginning of dynastic Egypt. But we see she and what she represents being the key element to the reality that we live in now, like a hidden blueprint structure to the Matrix. This is, you're looking at it like hopefully you can see that pic, didn't you? Okay, I should make this a quick one. I think that's all I really wanted to say. So, natural systems, viruses, like, people brainwashed to thinking like they know more than the ancients, or they've got it down. But the reason we've lasted to this point is because of these foundations that they laid, and they need to be it needs to be upheld. Like, another thing, I heard someone saying like, oh, we didn't talking about finding a black box to the pyramids. Like, the pyramid is the black box to all this stuff. I might have to do a video on how the pyramid is the black box. Yeah, and how it even relates to Osiris, how it's like, it's something that had to be made, like, might have been on that spot, some like naturally there as well, and beneath the earth, and for who knows how many millions of years, but like it's certain